Okay, first off, I just want to say I think a lot of people really get the Traxxas UDR confused with what it was actually meant to be. This was meant to be a realistically moving scale desert racer Baja truck style RC. It's not meant to be a basher. It's not meant to just beat on and see how high you can jump it. That being said, I think Traxxas did a really fantastic job of what they designed the UDR to be. It's really pleasing to just watch the suspension work and just eat up the terrain. Okay, so the top 5 features of the Traxxas Unlimited Desert Racer. Okay, so number one has to be the suspension. I think that is the biggest thing Traxxas did with this truck. It's absolutely phenomenal the way they set the suspension up. It's got just over 3 inches of suspension travel in the front and 4 inches in the rear. Independent front suspension, solid axle rear suspension with a locked rear diff, fully functional, realistic sway bars. The list just goes on. You can read all the specs on Traxxas website. If you like to watch the full size trophy trucks, Baja trucks, it's really cool to watch this truck pretty much mimic the way those trucks move. Okay, so moving on to number 2 is going to be the power, the speed. This uses the Traxxas VXL 6S, which is a 6S LiPo capable brushless system, and it delivers just tons of power. Honestly, it's almost too much. I mean, 6S is all I run it on, but it is really a handful on 6S. You have to be really careful with the throttle control. The Traxxas stability management does do a pretty good job at keeping it pointed which way you want it to go, but it definitely will get away from you and spin out very quickly. One thing to note as far as power and acceleration is this truck takes off like an arrow. Somehow, I guess the way the power delivery works and everything, it really is smooth and it just goes. Okay, so the scale detail on this truck really is good. You've got everything from the scale realistic suspension to oil cans, fire extinguishers, Fox shock bodies, the cooling fans, even a fully functional spare drive shaft on the rear. Not to mention the detailed body on the inside with the men with the helmets and the gauges, the steering wheel. I even added the window nets over the windows. They even have the licensed BF Goodrich mud terrain tires on here. So yeah, you can really tell just by looking at it that Traxxas really put a lot of detail in the scaleness of this truck. So number 4 is kind of boring, but I really think it's worth mentioning that the drivetrain on this has been rock solid through countless packs of 6S LiPo and all the power that VXL system pushes out. And I mean, I've seen on lots of places, Facebook groups and other YouTube videos and stuff, people just don't really have many problems with the drivetrain of this truck like they do a lot of the vehicles. I mean, I know I used to have one of the first gen E-Revos, and I was constantly replacing drive shafts, center drive shafts, even after switching to metal, and that just seems to be not an issue at all with this truck. So props to Traxxas for that. And finally, we have number 5, the durability. This is kind of subjective to how you drive the truck. A lot of people who want to get it and bash it, jump it, and beat on it, they're gonna have a lot of durability issues and break a lot of things. But if you drive it like it's meant to be driven and you take it easy, use throttle control, you really won't have any issues with the durability. I've had this truck for a good year or so now, and I have not broken anything on it. And I definitely can't say that for the the vast majority of my RCs. So if you treat it right and use it like it's meant to be used, you shouldn't really have any issues with the durability.